Human digestive system. The digestive system of the human body comprises a group of organs working together to convert food into energy for the body. Anatomically, the digestive system is made up of the gastrointestinal tract, along with accessory organs such as the liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. The hollow organs that make up the gastrointestinal tract include the mouth, stomach, esophagus, small intestine, and large intestine that contain the rectum and anus. Digestion begins with the mechanical breakdown of food by chewing, and the chemical breakdown by digestive enzymes that takes place in the mouth. The esophagus. Should bolus of food in mouth can be swallowed down the esophagus, which consists of a muscular tube, commonly known as the food pipe or gullet, to enter the stomach. Second stage of digestion then begins in the stomach, with the gastric phase of digestion. Here the food is further broken down by mixing with gastric acid until it passes into the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. Liver is located in the right upper quadrant of the abdomen and has two large sections called the right and the left lobes. It is the second largest organ after the skin, which detoxifies various metabolites, synthesizes proteins, and produces biochemical necessary for digestion and growth. Its other roles in metabolism include the regulation of glycogen storage, decomposition of red blood cells, and the production of hormones. Spleen produces iron, which is used in the formation of new blood cells in the bone marrow. It also breaks down both red and white blood cells that are spent, and is sometimes known as the graveyard of red blood cells. This digestion produces pigment bilirubin, which is sent to the liver and secreted in the bile. Pancreas creates natural juices called pancreatic enzymes, and releases into the upper part of small intestine called the duodenum, to break down sugars, fats, and starches. It also makes hormones called pancreatic hormones, to help stimulate stomach acids, and regulate your blood sugar levels and appetite. Pancreas secretes insulin when the blood sugar becomes high, and moves glucose from the blood into the muscles and other tissues, for use as energy. It releases glucagon when the blood sugar is low, and allows stored sugar to be broken down into glucose by the liver, to rebalance the sugar levels. Gallbladder is a hollow part of the biliary tract, which sits just beneath the liver, with its body resting in with a small depression. Main purpose of the gallbladder is to store the bile produced by the liver, and release it into the small intestine, to disperse fat into smaller units for easy digestion. After the fat is absorbed, the bile is also absorbed, and transported back to the liver for use. Gallbladder needs to store bile in a natural semi-liquid form at all times, and hydrogen ions secreted from its inner lining keep the bile acidic enough to prevent hardening. The stomach is half empty after an average of 1.2 hours and will be fully emptied after 4 to 5 hours. Partially digested food starts to arrive in the small intestine as a pulpy semi-liquid 1 hour after it is eaten, and is very acidic, having been released from the stomach. This pulp becomes neutralized with added bile and other alkaline secretions inside of the C-shaped top part of the small intestine, called duodenum, and stops damage to the lining of the intestine from stomach gastric acid. Most food digestion takes place in the small intestine, and emptying of the small intestine is complete after an average of 8.5 hours after ingestion. In the large intestine, the passage of the digesting food in the colon is a lot slower, taking from 30 to 40 long hours until it is removed by defecation. Out of the three main parts of the large intestine, transverse colon is the longest and most movable part, and is hang off the stomach. Ascending colon runs upwards through the abdominal cavity toward the transverse colon for approximately 8 inches. One of the main functions of the colon is to remove the water and other key nutrients from waste material and recycle it. Main function of the descending colon in the digestive system is to store feces, which will be emptied into the rectum. Circular muchly signed large intestine keep the digested material moving forward and also prevent any backflow of waste. Function of the appendix is uncertain, but recent research suggests that the appendix may serve an important purpose. In particular, it may serve as a reservoir for beneficial gut bacteria. The rectum is a straight chamber that connects the colon to the anus. It receives the waste remain in the colon and let you feel that there is stool to be evacuated, and also hold the stool until evacuation happens. The anus is the muscular opening at the end of the gastrointestinal tract. When the rectum is full, your body feels the urge to have bowel movement, and the internal circular muscles at the end of the rectum relaxes and pushes the stool out from it through the anus.